Okay, so we're now going to have a look at annotating our map. The first thing we want to highlight is where our creek is. Now, you can use this using your stylus or you can use your mouse, just as easy either way. Go to the Insert tab and choose Shapes. In the lines at the end is a little squiggly line that looks like a pig's tail. Click on that. And what we're going to do is we're going to look for a black or a shadow effect, I suppose, it's caused by the trees over the creek. And it runs fairly similarly or almost parallel to the footpath, which makes sense. And the footpath's highlighted in grey. So we use our left click and drag our pencil along that line. You can see where it goes closer to our footpath. Make sure, if you aren't too sure, you might want to focus in or zoom in on the area to be able to highlight where you think the creek is going. But it's always best to try and work out where it's going before you start drawing. So in the end, I get to the bottom and I click on the end and I have my drawing. Now again, whilst I'm in the drawing mode, it stays on the Format tool and I can change my shape outline. So I'm going to change the weight to 6 point. So you go Shape Outline, Weight, 6 point, and you can see now it looks a little bit more like a creek. The second component we want to include are our site locations. Now to do this, we're going to use a red dot and put a text box in. So again, Insert, Shape, and choose the circle shape. Now this time, if you press Shift, as you click and drag your circle, it will keep it in a circle shape. If I take my Shift off, it draws it as an oval or not a perfect circle. So as soon as I click Shift, make it only a small circle, click, and then go Shape Fill, red, Shape Outline, red, and you've got a circle. Now again, you can change the size of that as you wish, but that looks pretty good to me. You need 5 of these in total. So rather than trying to recreate them so that they're all identical from scratch, use your shortcut for cut and paste. So whilst the red dot is highlighted, press Ctrl C for copy and then Ctrl V for paste. And because it's sitting on the clipboard, just pressing Ctrl V 3 more times and you get your 5 dots. Now you need to have the 4 arrows showing over my cursor to be able to click and drag your dot somewhere onto your map. Our first site was down in the southwest location, southwest of the bridge. Our second location was to the northeast of the bridge. Our third location was down behind the ovals. Our fourth location was slightly north of that, near the erosion zone from Redland City Council. And our fifth location is over at the causeway to the north of Sturgeon Street. So very easily you've inserted your 5 locations. Of course, the 6th site was the geocaching site, which was heaps of fun, but it wasn't a data collection site. The next thing we need to do is insert our text boxes to label those sites. So Insert Text Box, click on the simple text box and type in Site 1. Click and drag the box to be a little bit smaller, ensuring that you've still got Site 1 shown. Now again, your Format tab at the top, go to Shape Fill and have no fill, Shape Outline and have no outline, and let's change our text colour to white so that it stands out. Whilst we're there, also go to Home and we might just bring it down to 10 points. Drag it to its first location And if you're not happy where you've dragged it to, you can use your arrow keys on your keyboard to slightly nudge it. Again, rather than recreating these from scratch, Control-C, Control-V allows you to copy and paste it. Click and drag it to its new location. Use your arrow keys to nudge it and click inside and change the 1 to a 2. Clicking on the border allows you to Control-C, Control-V again. Drag it up, change the number, click on the border and use your arrows to position it correctly. Control-C, Control-V. Again, I'm going to use my arrows just to reposition it a little bit better. And the last one, Site 5. Make sure it's not over the top of any words that are on our map already. We now have our 5 sites and our creek included, and we're now going to pause for a bit, and our next video will show us how to insert our orientation and our legend.